So during the 3 months before and the 3 months after a major earthquake in California, students at a college there happened to be keeping a record of their dreams. All right, so got this earthquake, and 3 months before and 3 months after, we got our students and they're keeping their dream journal. Cool. After experiencing the earthquake, so we're in the middle part, half of the students reported dreaming about earthquakes. So afterwards, these 3 months after, half of them they start dreaming about earthquakes. During the same 6 months, so the whole time again, a group of college students in Ontario who had never experienced an earthquake also recorded their dreams. All right, so we got these 6 months and they're also doing their dream journals. Almost none of the students in Ontario reported dreams about earthquakes. So it is clear that experiencing an earthquake can cause people to dream about earthquakes. All right, so what is our conclusion here, Malika?
Sorry,
Oh, you're fine.
Okay, so but it's so it's clear that experiencing an earthquake can cause people to dream about earthquakes.
Yeah, and Mandy, why are we saying that?
Because almost none of the students in Ontario reported dreaming about earthquakes. I guess everything up.
Yeah, okay, yes, but I want you to explain it too. So we have our two students, and in California, we know for certain that after the earthquake, half of the students started dreaming about earthquakes, right? Which is California.
Mm-hmm.
And in Ontario, they never dreamed about earthquakes. So we're just gonna be like, no earthquakes. All right. So what kind of flaw is here?
Correlation again?
Yeah, correlation. Just because two things are happening at the same time doesn't mean that one's causing the other. Except I look at this and I'm like, well, I can kind of see that. Like, well, why in Ontario weren't they dreaming about earthquakes? But if we were to predict an answer here, what would strengthen the idea that experiencing an earthquake causes people to dream about earthquakes?
If all of the students in California had the dreams about earthquakes.
Okay, yes. There's one prediction that's even stronger than that. What would make it stronger? So this is when the earthquake happened. This is the 6 months. What could we say here that would strengthen that experiencing an earthquake causes you to dream about earthquakes?
Right. We can say that 9 months ago, the students of California had experienced an earthquake.
If they were dreaming, okay, you're so close, Krishna. What were you gonna say, Warren?
If like 0 of the students in Ontario reported dreaming about earthquakes, I see almost none.
Okay, yes, that would strengthen it a little bit, but really, Krishna, you're so close. Right here, if this is the earthquake, what should the students not have been dreaming about before the earthquake in California?
Shouldn't have dreamed about earthquakes.
Yeah, if they didn't dream about earthquakes before the earthquakes, and then afterwards they were dreaming about the earthquakes, does it strengthen the idea that the earthquake caused them to dream about it? Sounds silly, right? But can we visualize that a little bit?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, so go ahead and read through these ones and put your answer in the chat. All right, let's work on this one together. So let's start with E. Go ahead and read E, Warren.
The students in Ontario who reported having dreams about earthquakes recorded the dreams as having occurred after the California, is that earthquake at the bottom? I can't see the bottom of
Yeah,
the
earthquake, yep. Does that do anything to strengthen our answer? So just because the students in Ontario, because like one, we know that it was almost none, right? So let's say that there's one student. If the one student who reported dreams about earthquakes after California had their earthquake. Does that strengthen the idea that experiencing an earthquake causes people to dream about them?
No.
No,
He
we
didn't
don't.
experience it. He just read it and maybe got scared.
Yeah, one, it's not even talking about students that experience it. And two, it's such a mild answer because we're just talking about like at least one student.
Right.
So that's not it. All right, Krishna, do you want to read answer D?
Sure. The students in Ontario reported having more dreams overall per student than the students in California did.
Do you like that answer?
No,
Why not?
because it doesn't strengthen.
Yeah, like having more dreams overall, like we don't care the number of dreams. We just want to know what's causing these earthquake dreams.
Yeah.
All right, Mandy, you have C.
Before they started keeping records of their dreams, many of the students in California had experienced at least one earthquake.
Do you like that answer?
It's not, no, I don't.
No, this is the trap answer for sure. It's tricky. If anybody liked this one, it's tricky. But why is it wrong, Mandy?
So the word many is not strong. So I kind of went with that. But
there's another
many of the students in California had experienced at least one earthquake. So
essentially we're saying now there also was, even before these so these are their 6 months, right? 3 and 3. So this is kind of saying, well, they also had it before they started keeping track, they experienced an earthquake. So they're saying now there's an earthquake here.
So maybe it wasn't that earthquake, it was the other earthquake that was causing them to dream? Or
what did we say was the flaw?
Correlation.
Yeah. So this doesn't help us with the correlation at all, right? It's the same problem. Okay. Like we're saying, like, how do we know when they're dreaming and not dreaming? Like it's still saying, like, yeah, they had an earthquake and they have dreams about earthquakes, but how do we know experiencing it is what's actually causing it? So C is definitely a trap answer. And then B says the students in California were members of a class studying dreams and dream recollection. Like, okay, yeah, we don't care that they were studying about dreams. That isn't just because they're studying. Maybe that's why they're dreaming about earthquakes, is because what they were studying about dreams was talking about earthquakes, and that's what caused it. Just kidding, that's not it. All right, and then A is before the California earthquake. So this is, we're talking about right here, right? No more of the students in California than those in Ontario recorded dreams about earthquakes. So we're talking about right here. So before the earthquake, how many students in Ontario were dreaming about earthquakes?
0.
Almost none. Yeah, 0. And so we had 0 here. That was our prediction. And that's why the answer is A. Do we have any, how are we feeling about that question?
What was it saying? Is it saying that they started off at the same place?
Yeah, it's saying that, yeah, they're saying like, okay, I'm gonna redraw. Yeah, no, that's what it is, because it's showing that what was different between the two. So here is our students. I don't know what that is. So this is like 3 months and this is 3 months. And so we know that students started dreaming about earthquakes in California here. But what this is saying is before the earthquake, they were both dreaming about like almost 0. And the students in Ontario continued to like not really dream about earthquakes. And so the change between California and Ontario was the earthquake itself is what caused the dreams. Because like what would happen if before California had, what if California, many people dreamed about earthquakes before the earthquake? Then there would be no reason for us to think the earthquake is what caused the dreams. Maybe people in California just dream about earthquakes. Does that make sense, Mandy, or not really?
No, it does. It does. Yes, thank you.
Awesome. All right, that is all I have planned. Does anybody have any questions?